Picture this, September 7th, 2025. Right after the Cleveland Browns get humiliated, 27-3 by the Bengals in Week 1. Shedeur Sanders, the rookie quarterback everyone pegged as the team's future, storms out of the stadium. No words to the press, no goodbyes, just grabs his stuff and peels out in his car while his teammates watch, jaws dropped. This isn't some rookie tantrum. It's a flashing neon sign that something catastrophic is brewing in Cleveland. And it gets worse. The next day, head coach Kevin Stefanski absolutely loses it in the film room, screaming like never before. Why? Because Sanders crossed a line Stefanski calls unforgivable. But hold up, that's not even the half of it. What comes next could reshape the entire franchise's future. Fresh reports from ESPN and NFL Network on September 8th spill the tea. Insiders like Mary Kay Cabot from Cleveland. Com describes Stefanski, face red with rage, zeroing in on Sanders during the game review, blaming him for every pocket collapse and sack that fueled the offensive meltdown. This ain't college ball, Shedeur. You gotta lead, not improvise like you're on some reality show. He reportedly snapped, per an anonymous assistant who leaked it to Adam Schefter. Voices spiked instantly. Sanders jumped up, ripped off his play-calling wristband and muttered something like, "I'm done with this circus," before heading for the door. Stefanski chased him down the hallway, demanding he come back, but the rookie didn't even glance back. It's an unprecedented NFL meltdown, a seasoned coach tailing a fifth-round pick while position coaches, like offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt, scramble to mediate. Van Pelt bolted after them, but he was too late. Sanders was already speeding off, headed who knows where. Behind closed doors, Stefanski's eruption was straight-up volcanic curses flying, hands shaking with barely contained fury, and a 20-year coaching vet confessing to sources, "I've never seen Kevin this unhinged." It's like Shedeur stabbed him in the back. In his presser later, Stefanski tried to keep it cool. "We've done everything to support him, but the team always comes first. If someone doesn't get that, tough decisions have to be made. But we all know that's the PG version. In private it was pure rage." And here's the jaw-dropper. Insiders say this didn't come out of nowhere. Sanders has felt sidelined since preseason, and this film session was the spark that lit the dynamite. Sources reveal Stefanski's been downplaying Sanders' highs and harping on his lows since July, creating a rift too wide to bridge. But that wasn't the end. Sanders' gripes about unfair treatment pushed Stefanski to crack publicly, leaving reporters stunned and the world wondering if this is the beginning of the end for the Browns. Chasing the thread of this frustration that's been simmering for weeks, let's dive into what went down in Week 1 against the Bengals. The immediate trigger for this storm. On September 7th at Huntington Bank Field, Sanders comes in during the third quarter to relieve Joe Flacco, who's already turned the game into a total disaster with picks and errant throws that handed Cincy points. The rookie completes 70% of his passes, fires a pinpoint touchdown to an open receiver, and shows flashes of the magic that lit up Colorado. But he also eats 3 brutal sacks and coughs up a fumble in enemy territory, letting the Bengals stretch their lead to 27-3. On paper, it's a typical rookie debut under pressure, with ups and downs you'd expect from a guy adjusting to the pros. But in the film review the next day, Stefanski tears him apart. Every missed pass is a felony. Every protection adjustment flubbed is treason. Every audible questioned is arrogance. While the positives get zero airtime. An offensive player, speaking off the record to Schefter at ESPN, spilled coach pinned the whole collapse on Shedeur, shielding Flacco and everyone else. It felt personal, like Stefanski's had it out for him since the draft. And it's not just talk during the game. Stefanski was screaming from the sidelines, "Throw the D***MEM ball. Don't freelance like a rookie," per eyewitnesses who leaked audio to NFL Network. Rewind to the first preseason game against the Panthers in August. Sanders went 15 for 18 for 180 yards and 2 TDs, looking sharp and poised under fire. But Stefanski didn't even mention it in his postgame, focusing on Flacco instead. Now post-Bengals, he drops in the presser. Young QBs need to learn winnings more than individual stats. It's about real leadership and executing the plan. Everyone knows he's aiming at Sanders, and the kid sees the clips looping on his phone, seething. This is a head-on collision with Stefanski's old-school philosophy, rigid hierarchy, respect earned drop by drop through discipline. Sanders embodies the new wave: total empowerment, instant impact expectations, and brand awareness drilled into him by his dad Deion Sanders since childhood. Neither's wrong, but together they're fire and gasoline. Impossible to coexist in a locker room already battling injuries and sky-high expectations. And just when you think it was one bad game, the real preseason scandal that planted the seeds for this rebellion comes into focus. a benching insiders call deliberate sabotage that's been fueling trade rumors for weeks. Let's talk about the moment that truly lit the fuse and turned this tension into a wildfire. The controversial benching in the preseason finale against the Rams on August 23, 2025. Sanders takes the field in the third quarter, but not with the first team. They stick him with second-stringers linemen who got cut days later, green receivers who didn't know basic routes, and a play scheme that seemed built to flop. He goes 3 for 6 for just 14 net yards, sacked 5 times in short drives, and walks off with a look of total disbelief. The kicker? Stefanski pulls him in a crucial 2-minute drive when the Browns needed a touchdown to win, swapping in Tyler Huntley, a journeyman who got released soon after to lead the game-winning drive. In the post-game presser, the coach plays it cool. It was the set plan, let's not make drama out of this. But the drama explodes like a bomb. Ex-Pro Bowler TJ Houshmandzadeh, on his Nightcap podcast on August 24, calls it straight-up sabotage. They sent him into a gunfight with sticks. Everyone he played with ended up on the street. They didn't give him a real shot to shine. Shannon Sharpe and Chad Johnson pile on during Undisputed. They're breaking this kid on purpose. Smells like a hidden agenda. Sharpe says, while Johnson adds Stefanski benched him to protect his system, not the player. Viral clips on X show Sanders stunned on the bench, talking heatedly with Stefanski, who tells him, be competitive but the plan's the plan. Learn from it. Fans lose it. #sabotage. Shedeur trends globally with millions of views in hours, and posts like one from @nightcap show _ rack up 18K likes slamming the call. It doesn't stop there. NFL Network insiders reveal that throughout camp, Stefanski split reps unevenly. Sanders sometimes got fewer first-team chances than journeymen like Huntley or even Dillon Gabriel, despite the ownership viewing him as the cornerstone of the future. It feels like a subliminal message. You're not special here, despite the talent and millions invested. Sanders takes it as intentional disrespect, a systematic setup to make him fail, and justify his low status. Nationally, Colin Cowherd on his August 25 show, says Gabriel's comments about entertainers versus real competitors were a direct jab at Sanders, hinting his flashy style doesn't fit Stefanski's timing and rhythm system. This isn't just coach-player tension, it's a philosophical clash boiling since the April draft where Sanders fell to pick 144 amid rumors of arrogance and entitlement, amplified by Deion's larger-than-life presence. But let's step back further, to the cracks that formed in training camp and minicamp, where the warning signs were glaring but ignored, leading to this implosion threatening to torch the entire season. During training camp, starting in late July, the storm clouds were obvious to anyone paying attention, but the front office and Stefanski swept them under the rug until they blew up. Sanders arrives in Berea as a 5th-round pick, after a draft where he plummeted due to whispers of arrogance, rumors that teams docked him for his confident attitude, off-field speeding tickets in Colorado, and the shadow of Deion Sanders as his coach dad. Stefanski confronts him early in a private sit-down. We talked about real accountability. This isn't college with NIL deals and hype, the coach says in a July 24 interview, leaked to Cleveland.com. But the real issue hits with rep distribution. Despite GM Andrew Berry and owner Jimmy Haslam seeing Sanders as the long-term franchise QB, Stefanski treats him like a secondary project, splitting first-team opportunities evenly with Dillon Gabriel, the 3rd-round pick who fits like a glove in his precision timing rhythm-based system. NFL Network sources from August 5 say Sanders got fewer quality reps, with coaches hammering him to fix his freelance improvisations, while Gabriel shined with max protection and short routes. An anonymous insider, it feels like systematic undermining. They put him in spots to fail, then use it to justify why he's not ready. Add Sanders' injury, an oblique strain in August practices that sidelined him for the Eagles game, and he returns only to limited reps with third stringers. In June minicamp, Stefanski gushes over Gabriel. He's pure rhythm, like Tua Tagovailoa, fits perfectly in what we're building. Sanders still banged up, senses clear favoritism. Then there's the speeding tickets off-season fines for speeding that Stefanski uses in team meetings as a maturity needs polishing example. Per a Mary Kay Cabot report on August 10, Deion Sanders, livid tweets from Colorado, "My son's a born leader, not a manufactured problem. Give him a real chance." This builds a narrative of racial and generational bias, old school coach versus new era QB, with HBCU roots and media hype. The locker room picks up on it early. Receivers building chemistry with Sanders, like one anonymous wideout, grumble in the locker room, "Feels like they're sabotaging us on purpose." But the ownership steps in subtly, with Haslam quietly pushing for more reps for Sanders, creating internal friction. Barry, who pushed for the trade-up to draft Sanders despite scout reservations, is caught in the middle, juggling daily calls. This wasn't just camp. It was the breeding ground for the divide now ripping the team apart, with offensive players siding with Sanders and linemen loyal to Stefanski. And that divide deepens in the locker room and ownership, turning a simmering issue into a chaos that could cost jobs. The social media and media explosion has been instant, overwhelming, and toxic, mirroring the deep fracture inside Cleveland's organization. Within minutes of Sanders' exit on September 7th, Shedeur leaves Browns trends nationally and globally, with posts racking up millions of interactions in hours. Edited clips of Stefanski's presser where his voice cracks with barely contained rage go mega viral. 1x video from at nightcap show _ pulls 18K likes and 26M views. With sharp tweeting, Stefanski just fumbled Cleveland's future. Who needs a star QB when you've got ego? Skip Bayless fires back on Undisputed. Finally, a coach with a backbone against a spoiled rookie's entitlement. Shedeur Sanders drops a bombshell from his account. My son deserves real respect, not this sabotage dressed as development. #free Shedeur. The discourse turns venomous fast. Fans split into vicious camps, younger ones backing Sanders' empowerment as a generational shift, older ones defending Stefanski's discipline as the bedrock of success. ESPN, Fox Sports, and NFL Network go wall-to-wall with panels. One Get Up insider admits, "We're guessing a lot, but this controversy is gold for ratings. It drives clicks like nothing else." On X from September 8th, 9 there are over 20K mentions a leaked reel. Thread of the film room clash pulls 5M views, with at Mary Kay Cabot reporting, Stefanski denies sabotage, but his actions speak louder. Analysts like Ryan Clark on ESPN say, Sanders isn't a victim, he's a fifth-rounder who needs to grind, not a first-round talent. But Bayless doubles down. Free him, this humiliating treatment is unacceptable. The generational divide is stark. Millennials see empowerment and social justice. Boomers see authority and tradition. Media swarms Cleveland like vultures. Every update is breaking news, with trade rumors to teams like the Cowboys or Bears trending hard. This transcends football. It's a referendum on cultural values, with Shedeur amplifying, "This isn't just my son. It's about giving the new wave a real shot." And the contractual and league-wide implications make this a powder keg that could redefine rookie leverage in the NFL. The contractual and league implications are what make this situation truly explosive, a dynamite stick that could blow up not just the Browns but NFL precedents entirely. Sanders is locked into a 4-year, $4.6 million rookie contract, with guarantees he can't just quit without serious fallout. The NFL allows fines for unauthorized absences, indefinite suspensions, or even voiding guarantees for conduct detrimental. But playing hardball risks permanent relationship destruction and brutal PR. Imagine headlines like Browns crush their own talent. Long-term, it could spark lawsuits from Sanders' camp or fan boycotts. If the Browns cave completely, giving him a guaranteed starting spot or play-calling input, Stefanski's authority evaporates for good. Every player would see the coach bend under pressure, setting a catastrophic precedent for locker room discipline. The timing couldn't be worse. Week 2 against division rival Pittsburgh demands total focus and unity. Instead, chaos rules. Defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz tells his staff privately, "Prep like normal while everything burns around us." Gallows humor abounds. Special teams coach Bubba Ventrone quips, "At least the punt team's drama-free." League execs watch with fascination and horror. An NFC GM tells The Athletic confidentially, "This is why QB eval goes beyond physical tools. You're drafting whole personalities." And Cleveland ignored that. An AFC exec adds, "The Browns make every mistake in QB management. It's almost impressive how badly they've botched this." It's a cautionary tale in league circles, the poster child for organizational malpractice everyone wants to avoid. Players across the NFL are glued, knowing the broader stakes. If Sanders forces organizational change by walking out, it sets a precedent for rookie leverage. If Stefanski holds firm despite ownership pressure, it bolsters coaching autonomy. Veteran QBs text privately. One to Sanders, "Stand your ground. Don't let them break you." Another to Stefanski, "Stay strong. Can't let the inmates run the asylum." Behind the scenes talks are desperate. Sanders' agent demands a starting role, play calling input, and a public apology from Stefanski. The coach counters, "Come back now. Apologize to the team, accept whatever role the staff sets." The gap is unbridgeable. Without massive concessions neither side wants. Psychologically, Stefanski's entire identity hinges on discipline and systematic development. Caving to a rookie obliterates his core principles, and his cred with assistants and league vets depends on standing firm. But Haslam's pressure ramps up hourly. He wants Sanders playing against Pittsburgh, no matter the cost. For Sanders, every critique stings personally. Given the pre-draft skepticism, walking out is his ultimate stand. I deserve better than this disrespect. The fan base is a sociological goldmine. Younger fans back Sanders' empowerment. Older ones champion Stefanski's hierarchy. Media coverage goes into overdrive, with 24/7 speculation. Every rumor is a headline. Possible outcomes: a fragile reconciliation claiming misunderstanding, firing Stefanski with Sanders returning triumphantly under a new coach, trading Sanders while Stefanski holds authority, or a prolonged standoff tanking the season. None look good. Trust is shattered. Chemistry broken. Rivals smell blood. Pittsburgh's DC tells players, they're imploding. Stay patient, let their dysfunction destroy them. Every opponent gains from this self-inflicted catastrophe. In sum, this Shedeur Sanders Kevin Stefanski crisis isn't just NFL drama. It's an existential collapse that could define the Browns' 2025 season and maybe the franchise for a decade. From the furious Week 1 walkout, the volcanic film room clash, the sabotage benching against the Rams, the training camp tensions with uneven reps and Gabriel favoritism, to the locker room split with receivers backing Sanders and linemen loyal to Stefanski, Haslam's rage demanding fixes, the toxic social media storm with #free Shedeur trending and Dion amplifying, and the contractual risks threatening fines or trades. It's an organizational Armageddon unfolding live. The most shocking update from the last hours. As of September 9th, hot rumors say Jerry Jones of the Cowboys is offering a high pick for Sanders, leaving Stefanski stunned and Haslam tempted, per X posts and Sporting News reports. Will they patch it up with a shaky truce? Fire Stefanski for his explosion? Trade Sanders to a contender like the Bears or Cowboys, where he could start day one? Think about this, friend. In a league where QBs are kings, can the Browns salvage their savior or repeat their endless failure cycle? If they don't fix this fast, it's not just a controversy, it's the death of any real hope. Based on the latest Like at NFL Room's tweet about Sanders' frustration at not being QB1 despite draft promises, and Dion backing Ryan Clark's fifth-round treatment take, this smells like a trade on the horizon. The Browns, with their history of QB mismanagement, from Manziel to Watson, prove something's fundamentally broken in their DNA. League execs call it a masterclass in self-destruction. What do you think? Do they survive or crash? This could be the wildest turning point in the NFL for 2025, and the world's watching with popcorn ready.